Get your food. By the way, there's our co-chair for the 55th anniversary. Dr. Lee Bello, raise your hand. Raise your hand, Dr. Bello. Let's give her a hand. My name is Al Bundy, and I'm also the other co-chair for our 55th anniversary. And have all of your attention. We're not going to be long, but we need all of you to join us downstairs here as we get some remarks from one of our very special guests. But first I want to just thank all the folks who helped me put this event together, MPT, Victoria and her team. I want to thank Fatima Matos and helping get everything, my graphics people, Arcadia, Kiana, all of those. Let's hear for Dr. Allgood and our jazz ensemble. Let's give them a great hand. Setting the stage. Dr. Bello and I have a lot of things going on this year, all around the 55th anniversary. We'll see stories about our 55th year history of student success. None of that would be possible though without all the hard work of all of you. And we also are blessed to have a wonderful leader. It's interesting, we haven't been to Ghana, you need to go. It's someplace I went, it's just awesome. You know, we have part of the motherland here. And one of them was a steward here for many, many years. But certainly our most recent one, who hails from the motherland, Accra, actually. No, you do not know. Kumasi, right? You got it right? Kumasi. I've been to both. But I want to ask him to come forward and please give another round of applause for our 9th president of Essex County College, our leader, Dr. Augustine Bawachi. Here is our very special guest.
Thank you, Mr. Bundy. I was just with you a few minutes ago, so I don't want to take too much of your time. But as I said earlier, the whole year we are celebrating 55 years of success, 55 years of good services, and we have thousands of people that have come to this college, and today they are who they are because of the college. This evening, we're going to spend a few minutes to learn a little bit more about what has been happening in the college from the beginning to where we are now. I'm fortunate to introduce to you one of our great leaders who was here from the beginning and is now here with us. So whatever we hear, we will call it as a primary data, primary information. It's not something we are reading it from a book that somebody might have edited or corrected. On this note, I want to thank you all for coming again. I can also recognize Reverend Dr. Bob Spellman here. Dr. Spellman, please wave your hand. I have Dr. Breakford here. And we still have a few staff members who have been here from the beginning, and they are still here to support the college. But at this moment, I want to introduce to you Dr. Zachary Yamba, our President Emeritus, who has been the president for 30 years and also have been here from the beginning. So if you talk about 55 years, you can mention any year that is within the 55 years. Maybe you can say 1975, and he will tell you what happened. Then you mention another year, then he will tell you what happened. 55 years of success. Please let's welcome Dr. Zachary Yamba.
Thank you very much, Dr. Boache. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's wonderful to be back at Essex County College to help you kick off the 55th anniversary. Those of you who know me, I'm not much on speeches. I've written, I guess, maybe 50 pages, but I said, you know what? By the time you finish with one page, the crowd will all be gone and you'll be talking to yourself. So I'm not going to do that. To Dr. Boache, to Albandi, Leader Castro, and all those who planned this inaugural program for Essex County College's 55th anniversary. My presentation is going to be informal. It's almost like a fireside chat, especially the jazz musicians over on this side. So think of yourself as being in a cabaret setting. Talking about Essex County College. And I know I was giving some time to make this speech. But you know what? Again, those of you who know me, I'm a stickler for punctuality. Starting on time and ending on time. In fact, for graduation, we didn't wait for the students, we didn't wait for the governor. If we said 2 o'clock, whether you're there or not, we start. So, my time, unfortunately, was used up. I was supposed to be done by 4:30. And I don't know what time we have now. 4:35, so I'm over the time even before I get started. But if you bear with me, I need to talk to you about some things. Again, Essex County College, congratulations. A couple of weeks ago, the college opened, renovated, actually a brand new building, West Essex campus. Wonderful. And what a wonderful occasion to start the 55th anniversary celebration. I will not bore you with the history as to how that came about, but it certainly is a wonderful beginning of 55 years. But in talking about Essex County College, it's important to remember our history and our beginnings. It's not written, and those of us who are contemporaneous to that event have an obligation to talk about it so that when future generations write about the history of Essex County College, the history will not be distorted. And so you cannot talk about Essex County College without talking about Newark riots in 1967. The riots of 1967, Newark was devastated. And where Essex County College is presently located, in the confluence, West Market, South Orange Avenue, Springfield Avenue, this was ground zero for 1967, as far as Newark is concerned. And so our history coincides with the riots of Newark. So you cannot talk about the beginning of Essex County College without talking about the 67 riots. The riots were about equity, justice, opportunities. Essex was founded on that premise when higher education was denied to far too many people, either because of economic circumstances or because of their race. So when Essex was founded, there were two guiding principles: access and affordability. Access meaning that we are not going to admit you to Essex County College based on your prior experiences. We are going to open the door for you. And our responsibility was then to make sure that you achieve what God has given you to achieve. And we are also going to make that possible with a reasonable tuition that is affordable. And so those pillars form the foundation of Essex County College. And those faculty, the pioneers, and if I ask those who are here, 68, 69, I'll even include the group 1970. If you can wave your hand so we can see who you are. All right. They form that foundation to carry out the mission and the principles. But who are these individuals? They came to Essex County College not for money, not for glory. In fact, people were running away from Newark. And they came because they wanted to change the trajectory of the world and how people were viewed. They came to serve. And they came with ideas. They came to turn the world upside down. And indeed they did. Look at the history of Essex County College. I mean, we used to have walkouts once a week. You couldn't cross Broad Market Street, would block it, because until justice was done. And the faculty who came, the pioneers, and the students, they were energetic, they were creative, and nothing that they didn't think, nothing that they didn't want to do, that they did not do. And so, when they came, developed programs anew, wanted to be in the community. We do not have a mega structure. We bought Seton Hall's old building at 31 Clinton. And we had classes all over the place. The theaters were closing down. Essex was offering courses there. Community-based organizations, we were there. Senior centers, we were there. The high schools throughout the county of Essex, we were there offering courses. Because we thought education had to reach out to people and make it available, affordable to everybody within the county. And the pioneers did that. They did that. In fact, the West Essex campus, that's brand new, was an elementary school, and we used to offer courses there in the evening. And when they closed down, we asked if we could purchase that building and start offering courses there. And we did. And today, of course, you go there, it's a brand new, shiny building. You will not even know where its roots were. And so, that's how we came into being. But also, because we were born in the struggle, our history was also in that struggle. We had our internal challenges. I think we turned over 4 or 5 presidents in less than 3 years. But we still stayed the course. And let me give credit to the faculty and the students, because in spite of the turmoil and everything that was going on, they were the mainstay of this institution. Administrators come and go, but the faculty stayed true the course. And they stayed true because we offered quality education, accessible education. And that quality education is reflected in the alumni that you see. They're in all walks of life throughout this nation and in other countries because of that dedication to excellence. And they continue to do that. And our students, certainly, from time to time we cite what students in Phi Theta have done, but other students have also gone on and done exceptionally well. You cannot go anywhere in this county without encountering somebody who has had an encounter with Essex County College. And the experiences have always been very positive. Positive because the staff treated them like human beings with dignity. And those memories have endured, and they are still with us. But Essex has also done something that you will not read about, and I want to mention it to you. Essex has also produced leaders who have gone elsewhere. How many of you know that Essex, within its ranks, has produced 6 presidents, actually 7. 3 internally, Dr. J. Harry Smith, who was the first black president in the state of New Jersey. And I followed him in 1980, and now you have Dr. Boachi. But there were 4 others who got presidencies in California, in New York, in Louisiana, and Connecticut. They came through the ranks. And that you don't hear about. But are also because we were born during the struggle. And now you see all these things. I want people to remember that every single project or building that you see, maybe except for the West Essex campus, the brand new building, Dr. Boachi had more diplomacy than I had then. Because I fought everybody. But I fought everybody because I had you behind me. When funding was being cut, we had faculty, staff, and students. We took buses to Trenton, and we stopped the meetings of the legislature unless Essex was also part of the funding process. When the county was not funding us enough, faculty, students, and staff marched across the street and blocked the then Freeholder meeting from taking place until we were funded. So I was able to do things because you were behind me. You had my back. And this institution cannot continue to thrive unless the leadership has your back. They have to know that they have support at home. People thought I was crazy. I wasn't crazy because I had you. You were crazier than I was. So every single building, and I think during the inauguration of Dr. Boachi, I touched on some of them. The mega structure was threatened not to be built here because Newark was being deserted. Newark was not safe. And so Essex, the college, was going to be moved to Verona. And students and community folks fought and said, no, hell no, you are not moving this college to Verona. And so the mega structure was built. And there was something else that many people don't know, I happen to know, and that is there was federal funding. And the federal government said, if you don't want to build that college in the city of Newark, we are going to withdraw federal funding. So there was pressures brought to bear. Megastructure was built. And we are here today. You look at the physical education building, I touched on that during the inauguration. That too was a struggle. That was a struggle. But we had it done. And then of course, the highlight of that struggle is not of course the physical education activities Sister Bridgeworth will attest to, but the fight was whether we should have a daycare center there or a swimming pool. Now, as a father with young kids, you know where I was going. So we had a daycare center, and I think it's thriving. And in fact, at the time, Essex County College, in terms of institution of higher education, we were ahead in doing that. And people said, what are you doing with a daycare center in an institution of higher education? And we said, our students, many of them, or some of them were single parents, and they needed a place of safety, education for their kids while they are studying. Didn't have to worry about whether the kids were in a safe environment. And what was so beautiful about that also was that while the students were taking classes, in between classes, they could just walk in there and see how the kids are doing. So it was really a marriage made in heaven for all of us. And then the National Center, our students didn't have a student center. Most institutions have a student center. We didn't have that. We had to fight for that. And in fact, we had to borrow money to build that because the state said student centers were luxuries. But everybody else had one except Essex County College. And we said, no, we too are going to have one. And so we did. And then, of course, I can go on in terms of the Center for Technology, the Health Science Building. I could go on and on in terms of everything that was done at Essex County College was done through struggle. But that struggle was worth it because at the end, we triumphed. And we triumphed because of what you did and what you stood for and your commitment to this institution. And so as we go forward, celebrating these 55 years, let us not forget that the beginnings were tough and rough, but you stayed the course. You stayed the course. And the hope is as we go forward, God willing, some of you will be around for the 100th anniversary celebration. And when you do, you can say at the 55th anniversary, there were some pioneers, because some of us had front row seat in terms of what was happening back in '68 when the college opened. And of course, there's a lot that I've skipped over, glossed over, but I'm hoping that, Mr. President, you will undertake a project, maybe an oral one, where the pioneers will record some of this so that it can be put in writing for future generations to see how Essex County College started. But first and foremost, I want people to understand that Essex County College, an institution that I would say was born of necessity, not only survived, but it thrived. There was a time, maybe 5 years after, maybe less than 5 years after we were founded, people were reluctant to come and work at Essex County College. When we would recruit them, interview them, offer them generous benefits, and they would say to me, I don't know if Dr. Spellman remembers that, we don't know whether you're going to be around the next day. Because the rumor is that they're going to close you down. You guys fight too much. Institution is unstable. The city of Newark is unstable. Nobody wants to live in the city of Newark. Nobody wants to work here. Nobody wants to come to school here. But we stayed. And not only did we stay, we partnered with Rutgers, NJIT, and formed the Council of Higher Education. And we said we were going to be the anchor institutions for this city. It was the last thing that we do. And then, of course, look at what Newark is turning into. I don't know about you, many of us cannot afford to buy a house in Newark anymore. That's how things have turned around. And so as you celebrate 55 years, there's a lot to unpack in terms of the history and the beginnings of Essex County College. And we can continue this dialogue, this conversation throughout the year. We'll have some filling in some of the stuff, But one of the things I love about Essex County College, internally, we fought a lot. But don't let an outsider come and tell us what to do. We will rally and come together, and I want that spirit to continue. But above all, just like the pioneers did, they came to change the world. But you change the world through the students that we come into contact with. And the hope is that that spirit, that drive, will continue to remain with us as we go forward, as we celebrate not just this anniversary, but into the future. And again, good luck. God bless Essex County College, and I'll see you in the next century.
Let's hear it for Dr. Yamba. He was here for many of those years. We're not going to keep you. Listen, for all of you who have come, we can't thank you enough. You're going to hear a lot more about our history as this year moves on. As always, we want to thank you for coming. It wouldn't have been the same without you. May God continue to bless you and keep you. And let's say God bless Essex County College. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. We do thank you for coming out and supporting and listening to our history. Thank you so much. And I want you all to go safely. And God bless. And God keep you. Yeah.